You're going to learn today. UCLA scientists said that they had monkeys smoking crack in the basement 13 years before the word crack came out. Listen, family, pay attention.
Our lab was the one who discovered the crack epidemic. We had monkeys smoking crack cocaine in the basement lab at UCLA 13 years before the word was invented.
Wow.
We knew it was coming.
And again, you're at UCLA?
Yes, I've been here for a long, long time. I came out here from New York. This is one of the few places I could do LSD research at the time. And we were giving LSD and marijuana and all kinds of other drugs to volunteers in the laboratory. And I wanted to move away from that animal research and move into people. And it was also an exciting time because lots of new epidemics had started here in California.
What else is it to say?
Started here. The methamphetamine epidemic in 69, 70 started here. Crack epidemic in the form of cocaine-free days. Smoking started here in 1971. It became New York in 1985. So we were always on the cutting edge of things. It was an exciting place to be, and it still is.
You're going to learn today.
Throughout most of the 80s. And they were funneling, they were selling cocaine in South Central. They were also selling it in Oakland. They were selling it in San Francisco. They were selling it in San Jose. And some of the money they were making was going to support an army that the men who ran the cocaine ring worked for, called the FDN. This was an army that the CIA started in 1981 and supported.
Better known to us, most of us who remember, is the Contras, the Nicaragua cigarette head.
The men that were running the cocaine ring were top officials of this Contra army. And what we found was that they were selling this stuff in South Central, which is, predominantly black section of Los Angeles, immediately before the outbreak of the crack cocaine epidemic. They started selling powder. Tons and tons and tons of powder cocaine was going into this one small area of the city. And from there, they sold it to Freeway Rick. And Freeway Rick took the powder, turned it into crack, and starting in 1983, 1984, began distributing it to predominantly the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles. And they spread it the West.
He has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time.
For decades, the American government has been accused of intentionally flooding the streets with hard drugs. The CIA and law enforcement have supposedly been funneling drugs into the inner cities and to the African American community in particular as part of a covert effort to stop them attaining stability, building wealth, and achieving political power.
Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. This is your Akim Azil, back with another quick lesson. And by the opening clip, these collages or 3 videos, man, this topic of, which this should be, this shouldn't be new because all the evidence with these documentaries, just in one of the clip, I think it was the last one I showed, or the documentary, the one that was the second one I showed, this Edomite, there's multiple documentaries on this subject. And I think the last one, I think this guy was on Oprah Winfrey when she was, doing a talk show. So this stuff is not new, man. Well, it shouldn't be new. But I know the very first clip is relatively new because these people, especially these Negroes, man, they think they the ones that invented this nigger culture, man. Crack, gang banging, man. All that stuff was created by the self-proclaimed white man. He was the first gangster. He the one, like there's a movie called Gangs of New York that explained the first gang members, the gangbangers, thugs, were the self-proclaimed white man, roaming the streets, causing havoc just like you niggas doing, now. All you niggas is doing is following your master lead in today's society as we speak. Now they got the military coming down to you stupid niggas off a lifestyle that he created for you niggas and this crack epidemic. A professor at UCLA admitting that before anybody know, before you niggas could even utter the word crack, cocaine, the words crack, cocaine, and put those those words together, they had monkeys in the basement, man, smoking crack. So they had invented crack before you niggas even knew what crack was, man. And this is at these prestige universities, man. You know, so that's what these devils do, man. You know, and then they turn around and point the finger at you stupid niggas, like the second clip said what? They've been dealing crack cocaine or cocaine in America, the CIA, for years, man. And then who they got connected with? Some nigga that is notorious, known within the nigga community. This nigga called, they got these rappers named after this joker, Freeway Ricky Ross. So that's a name that these niggas know, and they try to give some reverence to this nigga like he's some type of, that nigga wasn't nothing but a pawn, man. It could have been any one of these niggas around here, man. It was just him that they chose, man. To flood the nigga community with drugs, man. And they intentionally done that to what? And the last clip said what? They intentionally put drugs in the black community to what? To make you niggas, to pretty much dismantle it the way it is now, man. To take away, wealth, to pretty much destroy it, man. That's the whole reason why the crack was distributed in these nigga communities, man, to what? Destroy it, man. And they up here telling you this, man. They the ones that invented that lifestyle. They invented the drug, and the purpose of them putting that drug in the nigga community, so-called black community, was to destroy it, man. So this is the devil who you working with, man. So we, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, we see what's going on, man. And we see this devil's attention, and we know what time, what the days we're living in. I'm going to just continue on. Well, I'm going to start, Salakia, with the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 9. It says, woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his net on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So this devil set his nest on high, meaning that he is controlling this government, man. So this wicked shit that he do, like this stuff is he proudly admits this stuff, but what's the penalty behind it, man? There's no penalty because what? He set his nest on high that he may be delivered from the power of evil, because the power of evil is in this devil's hands, man. Because there's no accountability for the atrocities that this devil has done, man. There's nobody set to make sure this devil answers for the crimes and the atrocities that he have done, man. That's why he set his nest on high. He's the top dog, and nobody answers to him but him. That's why you see in these organizations, they say that, the FBI, we investigate ourselves. These police department, we investigate ourselves. We got internal affairs. So it's an in-house, somebody in the in-house does that's only set to what? That's only set to what? Pick out the ones that they don't want. Point the finger at the ones that they don't want and say it was them, not us. The whole establishment is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Continuing on, number 2, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 10, it says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cut, Salakia, for the stone shall cry out for the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity, man. That's what this devil has did. This great city, Babylon the Great, aka America, was what? Established, was built owned by blood, man, bloodshed and established by iniquity, man. That's what this whole place has been built on, going back to the time of the passage, as they call it, to the Gadites, the Reubenites that was over here and etc. On bloodshed and established by iniquity, man. It says, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. Salakia, very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. Salakia. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. So this knowledge, this truth that the Lord gave the Spirit to, first and foremost, the teachers, man. And there's no question, in the time that we're living in, who I'm speaking about, those that are in the know, these teachers, these men that have been speaking for decades, man. This message has reached on all four corners of the earth, man. You got brothers teaching this word here in Babylon the Great and beyond, man. Other countries, you got them teaching this word too, man. So this word, it says, as this the scripture said, it says, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14, it says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, man. So this knowledge of the glory of our Lord is being filled, man, throughout what? And one of the, our teachers say, the internet is doing the heavy lifting, man. So this internet, through these, channels, it's reaching, the elect, man, that the Lord had chose, man, through the unicorn, man. That's how the Lord's glory is being felt throughout the world, man. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, which is the point, that putteth thy bottle to him and maketh him drink, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness, man. So that's what this devil has done, man. He put these drugs in your community, the so-called black communities, and forced these niggas to do that shit. He forced this lifestyle upon you, man. Cause it was all in intent to what? Destroy you, man. And that's exactly what this devil had done. Cause that's in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. It states that that's the curses that we are fell upon, man. This devil will put a yoke upon thy neck until he destroyed thee, man. And that's what this devil had done, man. He destroyed the Israelites, man. The self-proclaimed, the self-proclaimed white man had destroyed the so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We're at the bottom of the list. Continuing on to 16, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory, and drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord right hand shall be turned into thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, man. Exactly, man. That's what they got. Shameful spewing, man. So these things that that you're forcing the children of Israel to go through, man. You got shameful spewing, and these curses will fall upon thee, man. And I'm gonna start back up the New Living Translation. I'm gonna start at 9 again. It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting yours It's like it putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. But by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. The very stones in your walls cry out against you, and the beams in the ceilings echo the complaint. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? That's exactly how this society was built, man. Was built on murder and corruption, man, and it's still being ran like that to this day, man. Has not the Lord of Heaven's armies promised that the wealth of the nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain, man. So this society that this devil has built, they work so hard. Well, they have it. They work hard to keep this deceit and deception up. But the efforts to maintain this society, man, Babylon the Great, aka America, all that work and effort they put into was is in vain, man. For as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with an awareness of the glory of the Lord. What sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness, man. So that's exactly what this devil done, man. He forced this drug dealing / game banging lifestyle on these niggas, man. You know, so he can gloat over you, man. So he can gloat over their shameful nakedness, man, meaning that he can point the finger, put you on national news saying that you're the problem. In all actuality, he created that lifestyle for you simple niggas, duns. And one for these jokers, the one that mass produce guns on a large scale. Drugs, they're the one that created this drug smuggling in the United States. Like I say, they got a recent movie, Tom Cruise on it, Made in America, so American Made or something like that. Yeah, American Made, I think that's the name of it. They're the one that invented the drug smuggling, man. And then they're trying to point the picture or point the finger at other countries like Venezuela, Mexico, cartel and stuff like that, saying they're the ones that's doing. Nah, this devil's the ones that he the one that did. He had all these prior what you want to say, before they was considered drug lords, that was acquainted with them. The Pablo Escobars and, you know, and et cetera, man. They was acquainted. These people at these at the so-called White House during that administration, they was acquainted with these people, man. There was buddy friends with them, to be exact. And then they just turned around and now he's the bad guy, man. And he either did something that they don't like, or he got something that they want that they didn't agree to, just like what's going on in Venezuela, man. They want what? They're demonize the Venezuelans and their whole organization. And he in Trump, there's there's mess out there. What Trump said, he gonna kill every last one of them, man. Kill them all, man. But he's trying to demonize them and call them, you know, their president, you know, like he's a drug lord, declaring war on them to an extent without actually declaring war. He got, you know, military personnel, one of the largest what's the name of that ship? One of the largest carriers, military carriers, man, that hold ships. I mean, that holds aircraft for war right off the coast of Venezuela, man. you know, the largest to be exact, bombing and shooting, bombing airplanes. Bombing boats, sinking submarines, man. That's an act of war, man. And just in the name of saying they're terrorists, man, or slash they're drug runners, you know, slash terrorists. But in all actuality, he wants what? Because Venezuela owns the biggest oil reserves in the world, and that's what this devil got his eyes on, man. Their oil reserves, man. So he'll demonize you in the efforts to get what he want, man. 16, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. So soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame, man. That's what's going on, man. This devils, you can see their tongues shall fall upon themselves. You know, this stuff is being, this devil's shame and his nakedness is being uncovered. And right now, this devil ain't even like, you had to learn what he's doing in Venezuela for maybe, years later, or maybe months to years later after the event took place. You will learn maybe months to years later by a reporter, by a report journalist or some whistleblower that will write about, what actually took place after the fact, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the president organized a military coup to overturn the government in Venezuela. But he's outright telling you that's what he's doing, man. So there's no, conspiracy theory. There's no, I got to really see what his intentions were and what really took place and why he declared war without actually declaring war on this country. And we found out and we're writing about it, man. They're making documentary. No, man, this devil is telling you outright because what? They know they can do that, man. He's in a position of doing it, and pretty much what this in his mind, like, who's going to stop me, man? Because you could tell this system, this judicial, legislative, executive system is broken. It's been like that for a while, man. Because like they got checks and balances, and they even got these, I think it's ICE agents going against these judicial orders not to use certain methods against, they say, against peaceful protesters, which they're still doing it, man. So you got a judicial system telling the ICE agents, hey, man, you can't do these certain acts to these protesters, man. But they're still doing it, disregarding the judicial system. So this whole system is broken, man. I'm gonna read 17. Let me read 17. It says, you cut down the forest of Lebanon, now you will be cut down. You destroy the wild animals, and now their terror will be yours. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence, man. That's what this devil has done, man. And it's going to nothing more than an increase, cause through my Akim, man, but there's word out that, I think by what, around the first quarter of next year, he said he's going to deploy the military presence in every major city, man, throughout Babylon the Great, man. You're going to see these military, all this, ICE, the National Guard and all this stuff is going to increase, man. He said by what? The beginning of next year. So yeah, man, our teachers been teaching this for we, us brothers that are in the know, first and foremost, talking about our teachers, been telling these people this going to happen for a while. We know what? Pestilence, famine, all this stuff is around the corner, man. The EBT cards being cut off. We don't know, but that's the word, So these holidays, how you going celebrate it, man? Well, they got this wicked holiday coming up in a couple of days, Halloween. These people ain't gonna be in it. You got the Edomites still doing it. You got these suck ass niggas trying to act like they special. All they gonna do is try to fake the front, fake the funk, fake the funk. Salakia, as they call it. Try to go along with it like I'm not affected. The whole spirit of this place is at an all-time low, man. We've been saying that for a long time now, man. Like it's not like they said the thrill is gone, man. You could tell you said what the precept said the spirit of Babylon shall fall in the midst thereof, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. The spirit of this place is falling, man. This place is not the same, man, as these people thought it was once. But I'm in and off there, man. Lord willing, the body was edified. Till next time, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Wakakwadash. Again, this Akim, Adrilazil, Lord willing. I'll be back with another lesson. Till next time, Shalom, Barakatah, and the Barber Ball. Shalom.